Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I am expecting an XRP breakout to happen imminently. This is going to send the value of XRP finally going up and completing the reversal of this bear trend that we've been in since 2018. I know a lot of you guys are XRP maximalists, and a lot of you guys that follow me really want to see your XRP finally start to show some strength inside of this market. XRP has been lagging behind. It has had some very weak rallies in comparison to the rest of the altcoins, but I think that trend is about to change very soon. I'm expecting a complete trend reversal of the 2-year bear market that we've been in thus far, and this is going to create a very good buying opportunity inside of the market. Right now is going to be one of the last opportunities that we have to accumulate cheap XRP before we really start heading closer upwards of $1. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. Remember guys, I also have a Discord community with almost 7,000 members. This thing is growing so fast and I absolutely love the fact that I have so many people in here congregating, so many people asking questions, and really I've went through and added a bunch of new moderators so that you guys can actually help get more questions answered and we can just make this thing run a whole lot smoother. So I would love to have you guys a part. All you got to do to join is click in the description of this video and there you're going to find the invitation link. Remember guys, it's free for anybody to join. You don't have to pay anything. However, on my Discord I do offer some of my more exclusive content like the video course and signals. The video course is 20 educational videos that teach you guys all of my specific strategies. All of the courses that I've paid for, all of the private mentorship is all going to be taught inside of these 20 educational videos with more videos that are going to be added as time goes. So make sure that you guys join below. Also, I wanted to say that with the signals are a really good way for you guys to copy my long-term portfolio as well as any short-term trades that I'm taking. You guys will know exactly what I'm holding, what I've allocated to what investments, and then you'll be able to actually profit alongside with me over the course of this next bull run. So if this is interesting to you guys, make sure that you guys join the Discord server and shoot me a message and I will get back to you with all of the information needed to answer any of your questions moving forward. Alrighty guys, with all that being said, thank you all so much for the support and let's jump right in the video today. Alrighty guys, here we are taking a look at the top 3 best performing cryptocurrency of all time, right behind Ethereum, right behind Bitcoin. This is one of the best performing cryptos. There's a lot of hate regarding this crypto because of the fact people view it as a banker's coin, which obviously it is. You can't deny the fact that these guys are setting cross-border payments for, these banks. They have some of the biggest partnerships inside of crypto. And, a lot of people will be angry about that. A lot of people will fight against this decentralized idea that, we're trying to fight the banks here. And yeah, that's true, but you guys got to understand that it's not just going to happen overnight. There has to be middlemen that actually initiate the wealth transfer, and XRP is going to be one of those middlemen. It's going to basically allow the centralized economy to move into the cryptocurrency space, and we're going to be able to, create a lot of value through XRP. I highly see a lot of value in this market. I mean, I was just talking to my dad the other night, and he tried to do a bank wire. It took a week to do the wire just to get it to the bank, and then it took another week for it to even clear to his account from that bank. And so it went through 2 different banks. It took 2 weeks to send a couple $1,000s. So obviously, guys, with XRP, I've used XRP. I've had people send me money using XRP. It's literally in my wallet in 10 seconds, like every single time, I swear, 10 to 12 seconds, right around that time frame. And it's there instantly. So can you imagine these banks that have all these business dealings in other countries and they need to send billions of dollars? It takes weeks and there's high fees and it's just really ineffective in the current society. And with XRP, we can now just send pretty much any amount of money instantly on the blockchain, and now they have that. So if whoever disagrees with this, I just got to say that you have a bunch of weird belief systems that are preventing you from looking at an opportunity, because XRP is just that. Now let's actually get in here, talk about some things with the chart itself, because I absolutely love this chart. Obviously you're going to hear the naysayers that are going to be, well look guy, we only go lower, we've made lower lows and lower highs the entire way into this trend. What the heck do you see about this? This is a cryptocurrency that's down 98% from its all-time high. It only continues to go lower, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know. I hear all of those arguments, but the thing is, guys, all I ever heard in the bull market was why XRP would dethrone Bitcoin, why it was the greatest cryptocurrency ever, and so it's just the sentiment shift. And it's not in any sort of way XRP is better than any of the other ones, even though I believe that it is. It's just the matter of that, guys, this one had a little bit of a stronger bear market, but in my opinion, the reason why is because the bull euphoria was so much greater in this project compared to a lot of the other ones. And so, you're going to have a big correction. There's a lot of altcoins that corrected 95% plus. XRP obviously was a little bit of a laggard, and it also fell lower, but nonetheless, I still love this setup. And let's get through here and explain why, because I'm actually expecting a breakout. It's the whole point of this video here. So let's go take a look at Bitcoin here, because this is going to give us an idea of what I'm expecting. Now, with Bitcoin, COVID happened right here. We had the crash from 8K down to 3.8. Everybody thought that the world was ending, and then what happened was we ended up getting this relief rally, right? This relief rally, took us to about 7K, approximately the resistance of where we previously crashed from. And a lot of people were bearish. A lot of people were expecting it to drop back down, retest some of the lows. And then it ended up doing the exact opposite, and it ended up breaking out and heading upwards of 10K. Now, what's interesting to me is how all of the altcoins follow Bitcoin. Obviously, we all know that here. But the thing is, everybody seems to forget that, and I don't understand why. And if we go through here and take a look, let's take a look at this crash, and let's take the chart of Bitcoin. Let's copy this, and let's throw it over XRP, because, guys, this is where it gets real interesting here, and this is why I'm expecting a breakout. Now, if you take the crash of Bitcoin, and you kind of just overlay it here, you guys are going to be able to see that this is the exact same pattern. There's no difference here. This is the exact same cycle. And that's why we overcomplicate our trading decisions, because, guys, they all just follow Bitcoin. It's not hard to look at what Bitcoin's done, you literally overlay the chart of what the altcoins are doing, and then say, okay, we're just here. We just often like to overcomplicate things. But let's go through here and actually analyze some basic analysis, because in my opinion, this is exactly what we're seeing inside of XRP today. We're about to see that same breakout. We're just right below Bitcoin. So what I mean by that is if we take a look at Bitcoin here, we can see that we basically kind of consolidated right here inside of this range. We weren't breaking above, we weren't breaking below, we just kind of went sideways here for a couple weeks, and then we broke out to 10K. XRP is at this exact same part before the breakout, and I'm trying to show that to you guys right here. We can see that that's taking place. So in Bitcoin, we consolidated sideways right here, and then we broke out. XRP is doing the exact same thing here. There's really no difference inside of the market structure itself. And we are about to see that same breakout coming that's going to take us close to the top of the resistance. Now, this is why it's important that we talk about these things here so that we can have a better understanding of what to expect when the market fully starts to, take its footing and starts to break out to the extent that we expect it to do so. Because, guys, this is almost the exact same chart here. There's really no difference. And this shows targets of, the top of the resistance, which would be about 30 cents in XRP. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's actually go to the bigger time frame. So let's take a look at the monthly, because I think that this is a really important aspect to consider here. Now, basically what we have was we had this 30 cent. Now, basically what we have was this 30 cent mark. This was both a resistance as well as a support level. And just recently it's became a resistance. And this is really the resistance level that we have to reclaim if we're ever going to really break out and go into new all-time highs. Because what we have here is a couple different zones. So we have the resistance of 30 cents. This was the support floor for a while. We sold through that. We've rejected off of it once, twice, 3, 4 different times. And now we're just consolidating below that level. Now, in my opinion, if we start to break out and break up like the chart shows, then we're going to start heading upwards of this 30 cent mark. And that's where our target's going to take us. So let's drop it in here a little bit shorter of a time frame. Let's take a look at some things. So now that we have our 30 cent mark identified, we can see that, guys, this has been a really strong level of demand. It's acted both as support as well as resistance. We've reacted to this level a number of different times. And, it hasn't been good for us because we've actually sold below that level. Now, with us looking at this fractal and noticing that because this is just following Bitcoin, we're going to see a breakout coming very soon. This red line is our resistance line at 30 cents, which is actually going to be my target. And it would coexist pretty nicely with this overall fractal that we're seeing playing out right now. Obviously there's some differences here, but overall this is the exact same chart. And this breakout actually shows us that if we line up the market structure of Bitcoin over the XRP chart, we're going to see that the target takes us to almost perfectly at 30 cents. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So we have this major horizontal resistance at 30 cents, but we also have a descending resistance that coexists pretty nicely with that same level here. So about right here, almost identically. So with that in mind, if we see a pretty strong impulse coming very soon inside of XRP, let's drag this over just a tiny bit here. If we see roughly the same sort of impulse coming inside of XRP, that's going to take us to not only a breach of this descending resistance, but it's also going to take us perfectly with that horizontal resistance as well. And so we've got two areas of high demand, both converging at the exact same point at around 30 cents. Now, one thing I wanted to point out here in Bitcoin, because this is also a very important aspect to cover. So with Bitcoin, if we take our descending resistance here and we go from the peak of 14K and we draw over the resistance of right here at about 10.5, you guys are going to start to see that we are outside of this resistance. And let's actually go to a weekly time frame. You guys are going to be able to start to see that we are actually breaking outside of this descending resistance, meaning this was a breakout of this short-term downtrend. So from 3.2, 14K to 3.8, this is our first short-term macro higher high in this new bull trend, and we have already broken outside of that short-term descending resistance. This was resistance for about 8 months approximately, and we can see that we had a very strong candle body close outside of that level, and we now have further, candlesticks that are just accumulating right now. But in my opinion, we're going to see an impulse coming. And because of the fact, guys, Bitcoin broke out of its downtrend. Bitcoin is going to take another leg up that, in my opinion, is going to take us to 12K. Should be right here. And 14K. Those are the next areas of value for me. And I think that that's where we're going to hit off. Either 12K, 14K. Either or. We could bounce and have a short-term correction off of both of those. But nonetheless, the reason why this is important for XRP is because XRP is just following Bitcoin. Now, keep in mind, guys, right here in Bitcoin is just, or right here in XRP is just right before Bitcoin actually broke out. And that's the point that I'm making here. Now, because of this, guys, we have this short-term descending resistance. Because altcoins follow Bitcoin, Bitcoin's just one little leg impulse above all of the altcoins. So with Bitcoin breaking out of this descending resistance, that means in the next impulse in altcoins are going to be doing the exact same thing. And so we have this little correction phase right here. We have this little short-term correction. When we break up based off of the fractal, this is going to most likely, in my opinion, this is going to take us to, the breaching point of that. I think that this next impulse is going to take us to the 30-cent mark, which will be close enough that we can be at that point of breaking out of this descending resistance, and we can also be at the point of breaking out and back above this 30-cent mark. Because, guys, the second that both this descending resistance is broken and the second that we reclaim this 30-cent support floor and it starts acting as support, that is the second we get our trend reversal before we head into this next major bull run inside of this market. And that's why I'm trying to be very adamant and transparent about all of these things, because I don't see a lot of people talking about it. You always hear the typical XRP analyst just calling for moon, saying it's going to go to this price target without any real detail. But I wanted to give you guys an actual visual representation of why I'm watching these levels, why I expect a breakout to be coming soon, and why it's very important that if you haven't been accumulating your XRP, if there was a time to add to your spot buys, now is the time. I've accumulated a significant portion of XRP. I've been accumulating since 30 cents here. I've basically bought every single low that we've experienced all the way down because I personally believed in this project. I don't do that with the majority of the other investments that I take, just the big term or the high cap altcoins. Those are the ones that I trust enough. For XRP, because even though we had this really brutal bear market, I looked at this as a really good opportunity to accumulate more at cheaper prices because, guys, we don't see this same sort of return between amongst the rest of the high cap altcoins. From buying right now and holding to the all-time high is legit of 18x return. That's just stupid. I mean, you invest $100 and just hold to the all-time high, you have $1,800. Everybody has $100 that they can mess around with in the market. So for me, because we have these two areas that are converging right at this 30-cent mark, because we have the altcoins that are following just Bitcoin cycle right before the breakout, altcoins are right here before we see a strong impulse coming. One strong impulse in XRP, we haven't seen a big impulse in XRP for quite some time. I mean, XRP, when it pumps, it happens instantaneous and it will leave everybody behind. That's why I think that XRP has such a die-hard retail fan base, is because they see it pump the hardest. It's an easy coin for retail to FOMO into, and because of that, it's got the biggest retail investor community. And with that being said, I also strongly believe in the fundamentals. I don't only view this as a giant pump and dump, because I do believe that this has significant value. And so we're going to watch and see what happens, guys. Overall, I think that we'll get a breakout coming very soon. We'll get a breakout. If we can maintain support above 30 cents, it's a go-to for bull season. That's the thing that I've been watching for. We've made a couple of attempts to get back above that level, but we've been rejected each and every time. So maybe this one is the time where we actually do reclaim that. We hold support above this level, and at that point, it's going to really set us up for, those dollar price targets. And, it doesn't have to happen quite like that, but we can see, impulses, and then we can head up to that dollar mark. And that's kind of where I expect us to be by the end of the year, around $1 XRP. And then obviously I still have my high price targets for heading into 2021, but I believe that 2020 is going to be a profitable year nonetheless, because that's still about a 10x return, or an 8x return, I believe, if we're at 20 cents. Yeah, so about a 4x return from where we're at right now. So just keep in mind, watch these cryptos because they're about to break out. XRP is going to break out very soon. Very confident in saying that. I could be wrong, but nonetheless, guys, we're going to watch and see over the next couple weeks. I think Bitcoin's going to break out. It's going to really start showing the altcoins the way. Altcoins will break out, and then we'll start actually reclaiming those resistances, breaking previous downtrends, and then heading over into this next cycle. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you found value in this video, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel. Make sure you guys join the Discord server. It's free for anybody that wants to join. Over 7,000 members and growing fast. So make sure that you guys, all you got to do to join is click in the description of this video. There you're going to find the invitation link to my server. Once you guys have access and you want access to the exclusive content, it is paid content, my video course and Signals. They're both paid memberships. Both are lifetime memberships as well. So if you guys want access to either of those, you want to get access to my course or the Signals to copy my portfolio, just once again, click in the description of the video. There you're going to find the invitation link. Once you have access, shoot me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for the support. With all that being said, I'll see you in the next video. As always, peace out.